Marriage, which is also referred to as matrimony or wedlock, is a culturally and often legally binding union between two people called spouses. This institution establishes rights and obligations between parties, their children, and their in-laws. In Africa, the concept and institution of marriage is formed upon certain principles and rights. The successful completion of these cultural rights is the only basis that a marriage is considered legal. While some of the laws, rights, and traditions of marriages differ in some ethnic groups, some of them are similar. Starting from the WAZOBIA ethnic groups in Nigeria. The WAZOBIA ethnic groups are made up of the Yoruba, Hausa, and Igbo, which are considered the major ethnic groups in Nigeria. The acronym WAZOBIA is what the word "come" means in their languages. The Yorubas say "wa", Hausas say "zo", and the Igbos say "bia". Let us now explore the Yoruba traditional marriage rites. When a man seeks a Yoruba bride, he has to first seek the consent of the bride directly or through someone close to her. If the lady agrees to his request, they both take the news to their parents and close members of the family. Then proper investigation of both families are done to fact-check each other. Both families appoint trustworthy agents known as Alarina to conduct further investigation. Once clearance from the Alarina is given, the groom's family arranges a first meeting with the bride's family. This meeting is called Momimo, which means let us know ourselves. This Momimo is an informal meeting, and the outcome of this meeting brings about the official courtship. If the courtship goes well, the man's family will proceed to inform the bride's family of their intent for a formal meeting, known as Momimo Daju. The list of items for dowry and engagement items, known as Eru Iyawo, is given. The standard Yoruba list for engagement items contains items like kola nut, bitter cola, alligator pepper, liters of palm and vegetable oil, honey, envelopes of money for the bride price, and some other items. The next stage is the traditional marriage, and this is done in the bride's father's house. The bride is dressed by her female friends and female family members, while the groom comes along with his friends and family. Both families provide moderators known as Alaga from each side of the family for the occasion. The Alaga Ijoko, which is the moderator from the bride's side, asks, "What brings you to our home?" And the Alaga Iduro, meaning moderator from the groom's side, responds, "We have come to pluck a beautiful flower." The introduction of each family member is done by the Alaga. The groom is then called upon to greet the bride's family. He does this by prostrating with his friends on the floor. The bride is then ushered out to greet both families, starting with the groom's father. The dowry is then announced by the eldest man in the bride's family or her father. The bride's father hands her over to the groom's father or the eldest man in the groom's family, and they are declared husband and wife. For the Igbo ethnic group, after seeking consent from the lady's family is done and approval gotten, an investigation of both families is done. Then a date is set for the formal asking of the bride's hand in marriage. This is known as Ikwa Kanozo in the Igbo culture. On this visit, the groom, accompanied by his official guardians and family elders, make their intentions known to the lady's family. They are then given the list of engagement items. Items such as kola nuts, garden eggs, hot drinks, palm wine, tubers of yam and other items for the umuna, meaning men in a family, and items for the umuada, meaning women in a family, are contained in this list. The egoisi, meaning the bride price or dowry, is also included in this list. When the groom meets all the requirements of the list, a date is fixed for the ibankuwani, meaning traditional marriage ceremony. At the Ibanku, the bride's father gives her a cup of drink to give to her husband when she identifies him in the presence of friends and family. The groom drinks from the cup and lifts her to her feet, and they dance back to her father or official guardian for marital blessings. They are then declared husband and wife. In the Hausa traditional marriage, after the intending groom seeks the consent of the bride's family and both families successfully investigate each other, the period of regular visits by the intended groom, called Zenche, begins. If the proposal by the suitor is agreed by the lady, the suitor informs his family and they go to seek the lady's hand in marriage formally. During this visit, Kudi Nima Aure, meaning money for seeking marriage, is presented to the bride's family. A date for bringing the marriage luggage is fixed by both families. On the day the gifts will be brought, the bride's family presents food and the groom's family presents the gifts as stipulated in the list. If the gifts are satisfactory, consent is given and the dowry is discussed. The payment of the dowry is known as sadaki. The wedding date is fixed during this visit. The process is called sarana, while the wedding date is called fatia. On the wedding day, the bride is clothed in fine dresses and wears beautiful temporal tattoos called lele on her hands and feet. The Hausa traditional wedding reception is known as a walima and is done to the taste of both families. This is done after the fatia, which is the official joining of the man and wife. Then the reception is held for the rest of the day. After prayers from family and well-wishers, the bride goes to her new home with her groom.